I'm sharing my screen again. I think I lost the screen share. Okay, we are back. So when you provide all this information that you can see on your screen, then you create an account. Now, when you create an account, this will take several days. I think it's almost 3 weeks for a CSD account to be created for you. Almost 3 weeks for you to get a CSD account. Now, this is for Ghana. Okay. After creating an account, they'll give you a number. And that number is what they use to trade on your behalf. So the number is like an identity that you have. And that number will help you to trade anytime you go into the system. Okay. Now, assuming that you have an account and then it has been verified, then you have the option of buying from there. Now, if you have an account, I'll show that here on my phone as well. Easier. Okay, cool. You should have my screen on the phone. So you have the website, you also have the app. So you download, you see the app is this one here. I see what you should see the bottom left, the last app beside the Monopoly. So I open it up and then I have this option. You can register like the way I did on the website. You can do that, or you can go and download the app. Remember the logo you are seeing there. You can use that to download the app. Just make sure that's what you are seeing. You can register your login. I already have an account, so I'll log in. And then once you log in, you see this. You provide your details. I have enabled a two-factor on my account, so it means that I can log in with my Face ID or my biometric. So I'll do that. I'll get into the system. So here is, once I get to the system, this is where I am. Now, if you have invested before, the total amount you have invested will be at the top here, okay? And then the stocks you hold will be here. They will show the stocks that you have here. So currently, you can see that I'm holding these options, all right? These are the picks that I have made, all right? But like I told you, you can come, if you come to the down here, there's an option called Trade Live. If you already have an account, your Trade Live will show all the stock options. You see all the options. So it means that in Ghana right now, Anglo Gold Ashanti, which is, remember in the tutorial, I mentioned something like the ticker, right? The symbol which is the company is identified. For Anglo Gold Ashanti is AADS, okay? They use an ID to identify them. So Anglo Gold Ashanti, that's what the AADS here means. Now, you see that Access Bank has Access as its ticker. Now, to your right is the current price of the stock. I hope that makes sense. So it means that Anglo Gold Ashanti right now is trading at 0.41 cedis, which is 41 pesos, which means that Anglo Gold Ashanti right now is trading at that amount. I hope you get that. So you go through all the stock options. The amount or the price point is what is listed on your right side. So you can pick any of them, but you see, you're able to make purchases if your account has been approved. So if you are not able to make purchases, it's because your account hasn't been. Let me stop my screen share. If you are not able to make purchases, it's because your account has not been approved. So that shouldn't bother you so much. But until your account is approved, you can be able to see and make the purchases. So these are the list of the companies that are available for buying in Ghana. You have Unilever that is selling right now at 9.54%. Now, like I mentioned the last time, you make money through several ways, right, on the stock market. One, we said two main ways. One, we said you either sell off your stock, all right, or you get money from dividend. Now, the last time we mentioned about the sell off is that we said that if you, for instance, this Unilever stock here, which is 9.54 pesos, I bought Unilever at 9.54 pesos, and tomorrow the price of Unilever jumps up to 20 cedis or 30 cedis. It means that I can resell my Unilever stock at that price point. And when I sell it at that price point, the difference is the marginal gain that I have made. I hope that makes any sense. So let me take a simpler stock. If I buy SIC at 70 pesos, you see SIC here is 70 pesos, the one in the middle here, right? Now, if I buy SIC at 70 pesos, it means that if I wait and I'm able to hold it for a while, and then the price of SIC goes up, and I sell it at that price point, it means I've profited with the margin. So if I wait and sell it at 1 cedi, it means that I've profited 30 pesos on every stock of SIC that I purchase. Now, for those who say they don't have money, SIC is as low as 70 pesos. But so how can somebody say they don't have money to invest in the stock market? Which means that if you have 70 pesos, you can own 1 share of SIC. If you have 7 CDs, you can own 10 of it. So there's no question here saying that I don't have money, that's why I'm not trading in the stock market. You can always get a stock option that is available. Look at GCB, selling right now at 70 CD 40 pesos. So if you have 70 CD 40 pesos, which of course all of us should have or have, you can buy a GCB stock. Now, the question now is that, which is a bigger question we'll discuss another time, is when you should buy a particular stock. All right, we'll go into that. That's a whole dynamics altogether. But what we are focusing on today is that how can I buy a stock after creating a CSD account? You just go, you come to Trade Life, look at the price point of the items here. Now, so this shows all the stocks that are available for you to buy at any particular point in time. Now, I mentioned that you need to deposit or put money into your wallet in order to be able to do that. So you see the button at the bottom here, the one that shows this one at the down here. So you can click on it, this one, which allows you to add funds. So you see the add funds. You can select several ways to add funds. Now, 2 main accounts you can add funds to. Now, this add funds here would mean that if you choose liquidity funds, now IC Security has 2 main accounts primarily. One is a liquidity fund, and another one is a Trade Life fund. Now, if you put money in the liquidity fund, you are joining their mutual fund. Now, mutual fund is a fund that has been that works in a way that money is collected from several investors and it's invested in assets that the company deems necessary. For instance, they can take your money or a lot of people's money and go and invest in bonds and government treasuries. That's a mutual fund. So you don't want to put the money in a liquidity account. You want to put it in a Trade Life account. So if you are registered, you see both of them to load money into. You put it in a Trade Life, you choose the mode of transfer, either mobile money or whatever, indicate the amount, and then you'll be able to complete and authorize it. Once you are completed and done that successfully, the money will be loaded into your wallet. Once the money is loaded into your wallet, you can now come to tap at the top here, the top here, and then you say, where they say tap here to trade, this one. So you tap here to trade, all right? Assuming that you have loaded your wallet, you now tap there to trade. And then once you tap there to trade, you can also see add funds here, right? So you can also tap on the add funds if you want to load money as well. Now, if you are done loading the money, or if your account has been approved, you see buy and sell buttons showing here. If your account has not been approved, you will not see buy and sell at the end of the day. So if your account has been approved, you see buy and sell. So you can either buy or sell it at any particular point in time. So when you say buy, let's say for instance, I want to buy Carl Bank at 67 pesos. What do? I now get to enter the amount of Carl Bank I want to buy. So if one is 67 pesos and I enter the number of shares, let's say I say 100 shares, I want to buy 100 shares. What this means is that I need to pay. So of course, IC Security to charge you some money. Of course, they are charging you 187 pesos for these transactions. And then they will say that, so that transaction, ideally, if it's 67, means if you are buying 100, you have to pay what, 67, 67 more or less CDs at the end of the day. So 67 plus their profits and whatever margin they are calculating at the end of the day will be the total consideration that you need to pay. And then you proceed to make the payments. And then once you do that, once you proceed, IC Security will take some time to verify everything you are doing. And once everything is verified, then they will send you a contract which you receive in your email with a document confirming the amount you have purchased. And that amount will now be credited into your account at the end of the day. Right. I hope this gives a general understanding. Or does anyone have any question at this moment before we proceed? How to go about the purchase if you need to purchase a particular. I mean, of course, there are questions as to when you should buy. That's a question we'll answer another day. But assuming you have decided on what you want to buy, this is how you go about buying it. You create the account, your account is approved, you come to the Trade Life section, click on the tab here to buy it, or you can go on a particular option as well and tap on it. It will still bring you here as well. So there's no need to worry about how to get here. Once you're on the trade live section, make sure you are at the trade live section. That's where it's important. Trade live, that's where you get stock options to buy. This place allows you to do a lot more than that. You see, they have liquidity fund and a lot of other options. And once you are done, you see the total holdings will be showing at the top here. The total amount you have invested will be showing at the top here. If your portfolio is increasing, if the company stock price is increasing, you see that your money's value will also be increasing at the end of the day. Any question or anything someone needs clarity on before you continue? So it's trade live. After the account is set up, you tap stock. Yes, please.
Yeah, right. So I want to find out when you deposit the money. I think so. Mine, they said this process takes about 3 to 4 weeks,
Yes,
and then they will notify me as soon as it's completed. So until that process is complete, I'll not be able to trade, right?
Yes, you can't buy live stocks, but you can do liquidity fund. That's like a mutual fund, but that's not the thing we are mainly concerned about. So until that process is completed, you won't be able to buy any stock. Yes.
Okay, but you can deposit money.
Yes, you can always deposit money. Yes.
Okay, and it will reflect as soon as you do that.
Yes. As for depositing money, immediately you deposit. If you check your balance at the top here, when you go to your dashboard, you see it's part of it. So you see that. Look at this place. If I collapse this, you see that you see the total trade portfolio and also the total liquidity fund. Both of them should give you your total funds that you're holding. So at the end of the day, when you deposit instantly, it will show at the top here where the total holding is showing. Yes. Please just ask. Don't worry too much. Yes. Go there, please. Go there. Maybe you're on mute, so if in case you are speaking.
So I'm saying, is there a way we can hasten the CSD account number? Because I've got my for 2 months now.
Oh, okay. So I'll try and get their WhatsApp number for you. You can WhatsApp them and see how the process is going. I used to have someone there who I always contact to fast track, but it says that they have a backlog of orders they are processing, so it's taking some time. I spoke to him a few days ago. It says that there's a backlog, so it's taking some time, but they should do all of them soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, Charlie Bright.
Yeah.
The IC app, does it only let you buy companies listed on the GSC, or
Yes.
can you also do commodities?
For now, no. Only GSC and mutual funds. Yes.
Oh, okay.
For now, no. Only GSC and mutual funds.
Okay.
There's
all right,
another
thank you.
app I used to try, commodities. I'll try and do some session around that as well. But
Okay, thank you.
what I can advise is that you see have you seen the GLD, the Absa GLD?
Yeah.
It's a gold stock option.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can,
Okay.
if you're interested in gold, you can buy that stock. Yes. It's capped against the gold bar. Yeah.
The global.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah. So that's how they've navigated around it. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Kingston.
Yeah, right. Thanks for that. I had a question because you mentioned the Absa Gold.
Yeah.
What about if, and I've seen this, the Bank of Ghana gold coin. I think they also sell that as well.
Yes.
Is it available on IC?
No, not available on IC. The only thing IC has is a GLD. But I get your point. I also tried to follow up. So I spoke to somebody at my bank on how to get the Ghana, the Bank of Ghana gold coin. And he says that he will get back to me. So once I get any heads up, I'll also let you know how to buy directly through your bank, the gold coin as well. Yes. But in the meantime, that's why I'm using the GLD to hold my position at least for now. Yeah. I think the GLD is around 400 and something cedis a bar now. The last time I bought it was around 430 something, but it has risen to 450 something already. All right. So I think the IC is pretty clear for everyone. All right, one. So two, the IC gives you the stocks that are happening on the GSE, Ghana Stock Exchange. If I mention something in there and it's a bit confusing, please just let me know. I think I wanted to. Okay, so so there's this because JJ mentioned that, I want to see if I can touch on that. Let me do it. I think I've done it in my Chrome before. So if you IC security delays, for information, they delay on showing the price of stock in real time. I think it takes some time. So where I watch real life stock prices is called GSE Watch, GSEMarketWatch.com. This is where I monitor stock prices in real time. This is sponsored by the stock markets directly. So you see that if you are really interested to know, if you want to be sure the price of a particular stock, this is the right place to take note. So you see the ticker at the symbol at the left side. So you see the bid size, what people are putting in at the moment, and the price point at which people are bidding for it. And then you see that what I also pay attention to is the bottom side. You see the volume leaders and the value leaders, right? Now, the volume leaders is a stock that has been bought the most today. So if you want to get market sentiment on what is happening, and the value leaders, of course, value, there could be a stock that is bought the most, but in terms of monetary representation, it's not the most, right? So this is how you take note. So you can come to GSE Watch if you want to know the real-time price of items. The green ones that are showing are the ones that are moving, the ones that people are, the one that is going up in positive value. So you see that if you look at if you come to the right side and you look at the change, if the percentage change is positive, you see that they will highlight that stock option as green. And if the percentage change is negative, they will highlight it as red, which means that Car Bank is dropping. All right, Car Bank is dropping. And then you see Fan Milk is rising if you look at it from a high level. And also if you come here down, you see that today the stock that have been traded in terms of volume the most is MTN Ghana. And even in terms of value, it is still MTN Ghana, followed by Fan Milk. FML is Fan Milk. You need to be comfortable with the stickers moving forward so that you can easily spot and identify. I hope this helps you look at the real prices of stock anytime you are looking at it. Of course, it's advisable to buy stocks from Warren Buffett when the price has gone down. So, I mean, if you notice the price is going down, he says that the stock market will always correct itself. So it makes sense to buy it when it's down. It will eventually correct itself to go up to where it actually is supposed to be. So I mean, the right question is just buy when the value is extremely low. Buy the stock when the value is extremely low. If you go and buy a stock because you have seen the price has gone higher, I mean, no price will stay high forever. It will always come down. Yeah, no price will stay up forever. It will always come down, and no price will stay down forever. It will always correct itself. So it is good when you buy it when it's low. If you can always make your choices around that time, that is a quick fix around it. So this is the basics on IC securities. Now I mentioned this helps you deal with local stocks, but then again, I mean, local stock is not the only stock that is available on the market for you to make purchase of, right? So what of the other ones? How do you purchase other kinds of stocks? Like I will mention again shortly, we use IC securities. I use IC securities to focus on the local stock. Now, if I want to do international stock options, I have two options easily available for me, right? Now, the first thing I have explored is Bamboo. So if I'm thinking of, I've bought MTN, FanMail, Cowbank, GCB, but now I'm interested in stocks like Google, Amazon, Tesla, and those stocks. How do I explore them? I've tried those ones using Bamboo. Of course, like the other options, Bamboo is faster. I think the approval process is faster. So like any of the other options, you download the Bamboo app and then you can explore it. Now, quickly on the Bamboo side, we are leaving out how you choose a stock today to how you just buy it. You would have to decide which one, how you pick it. We'll talk about that later on, a few general rules that those who have been in the game for a while, they recommend. Yeah, then you can perhaps pick those rules and apply them. But then you have to read a lot too as well to know what is happening. Those who have done this a lot to tell you that stock prices are affected by a lot of things. So you have to come in. I want to show you. So that I can show you the Bamboo. Any questions so far on the IC or the Ghana stock options and how we can deal with them? Okay, Kingston, come, just go ahead.
So I had a question, and because I use a bank to
Okay,
basically,
make a purchase.
I don't buy from the stock market. I mostly focus on the bonds.
Yes.
But I use a bank to do that. Would you say that if you were to buy directly, as you've shown us, through I would say yes, IC Securities, for example, you have better rates in terms of you being able to manage the services? Of course, you can manage it, etc.
Yeah,
but you have a better rate than if you were going through an intermediary like a bank.
Yeah. I mean,
do it on your behalf.
yeah. That's the only good side. But of course, then the intermediary will charge you some money, right? Look at the charge they'll put you when you're depositing the money. So that's where you'll be lacking. But what the disadvantage, if I want to sell MTN right now, I can just go here and click sell, then I can sell it quickly, but the intermediary will take those long process at the end of the day. I used to buy through ASN Financial Services, Togbi Apede's brokerage service. So Togbi Apede, the guy who owns Africa World Airline, he has a brokerage firm. I think it's called ASN. I used to let me check for you again. Try to get them. So I used to buy from them. Now for them, what I have to do is that I have to literally send an email to them and indicate what I want to buy and all, and they will execute it on my behalf and send me an email. So this was like 12 years ago. And then they will send me an email of the order when they have done and all those things. So yeah, so that's how the bank will do the back and forth with you. But of course, if you have 1 million Ghana cedis to buy MTN shares, I'm not sure you want to go to IC and go and deposit 1 million cedis in your Momo account. Perhaps when it comes to something like that, you actually look for a bank and go and do it. Yeah, so that'll be a better option. If I have $1 million, I'm sure I'll walk to the bank actually with all confidence, and then I'll tell them I'm looking for the manager here straight. I'll tell them that I'm looking for the manager and then straight cry. Oh, no. You know, if you have a lot of money, go to the bank, they start treating you well. So I'll just, all right, cool. Let's look at the IC. Let me just share my screen again. So assuming that and I'm interested in the foreign stocks. Yeah, what I'll do is that I'll download. One way is to do Bamboo. So yeah, of course, Bamboo account creation is quite simple. Like if you download Bamboo, like with your Ghana card or your passport, you get approval in no time. It's not as difficult as Ghana, we like hard things. So and Bamboo is primarily it's not a Ghanaian company, but it has a registration in Ghana though, so that allows you to trade through them. Now Bamboo, it's a middle software between you and the US stock market, right? To help you buy companies that are registered in their country, so that you here can also make a purchase. So Bamboo has used its identity and registration to create an entity in the US. And then when you buy, they go and execute it on your behalf. But they use your email. So anytime the company is doing anything, you still get the email directly. If the company is voting as a shareholder, you get an email to vote as well. So you'll be in Ghana here and be voting for Google's decision and all those things as well. You can do that. So here is how it looks like. When you get to the app, you have this option. Of course, I've hidden the amount I've invested so that you don't see it. And then, so yeah. So you go to the invest tab. So you go to the invest tab. So if you are on the invest tab, you see all the options, right? All the stocks, like I mentioned. You have this, unless a company in Ghana goes to register in the New York stock market, then they will be shown here. You get it. So companies that are registered in the New York stock market, those are the ones that Wall Street is the ones that we see here. We don't see the Ghana ones, so you don't expect MTN and the other ones here. That's why I said if you want to do with the local stock, then you go IC Security or your bank or any financial service that's a broker. But if you want this one, of course, you can travel to the US, register there and buy stocks as well. But as much as we remain here and they are closing down the embassies, we have to find an option, an option to buy, to invest in the dollar. So that is why Bamboo becomes relevant. So you come here, all the options are here. You see, all the options are here. Apple, Amazon, yeah, a lot of them. Microsoft, Netflix. Of course, Netflix says that their target this year to make $1 trillion in revenue. So it's a good sign that they will become, their stock prices will go up. So it's advisable to start looking at things like that. Tesla and all those. And of course, if you don't have heart, don't buy Tesla stock. when Elon Musk go to shout, the stock price will come down, and you're going to be looking at your money. And so if you are not somebody who can put your money for 10 years, please just leave Tesla alone, because what Tesla has done to people. Okay, so all of those options are here. Now, what I do is that, you see, I'm not a genius at picking stock, right? Just follow the big guys, you see, and move when they are moving. So if you hear Elon or Warren Buffett, one of the greatest guys in stock option, is making a purchase, I actually just go. So if you come to Bamboo, look at this place. I look at the top here. You see where I'm scrolling. You see that they say they'll highlight some portfolios, and I look at them. Then when you go through, I think there's some here. See, they actually have. Okay, so you see, tell me your $10 portfolio. So you can, if you think that man is making a good pick, you can just follow him. And you see, these are the stock he hopes, he refreshes. So these are the options he has. He has PayPal, Pepsi Cola, Netflix, Manchester United. Of course, I'm not sure if Manchester United. Okay, they are in their worst moment, so I think it'll be a good time to buy stocks in Manchester United. Hopefully, they will do well later. Okay, so Dell Technologies, Bank of America, Amazon, and Apple. So that's the stock he owns. So if you are not too sure, so you can just follow those guys and make some purchases based on them, right? That's what I do mostly. Me, Warren Buffett is my favorite stock guy, so I always follow him. And also, I read a lot about the options. And also, you see, you can use your perception sometimes. If you look at the market, you see that it's the time of AI, and chips, silicon chips, and all those forms of chips are making progress. So you start looking at the direction of chips, companies that are building chips. Of course, then you just look that line and read a bit about them. We are promoting EV, electric cars. So those are options that you can start exploring as well. And of course, yes, please.
Defense companies also do well.
Yeah, exactly. So things like that, you see, because I mean, military, what is happening right now globally, every country is securing themselves, right? So that generally, when you watch things like that, it will guide your thoughts as well. So I mean, we'll come back to choosing reason for choosing options later. But once you see the stock options like this, all of them, they'll list them. If you know it by the ticker name too, you can search for it directly. If you know the stock option, you can search for it. But trust me, most stocks are not, some of them are not called by the name you know them. So you might have to find their tickers and look for them. For instance, let's say we are looking for Coca-Cola. Well, like you see, we are not even finding Coca-Cola. So meanwhile, we have typed cola, we are not finding it. So probably you have to look for it by the ticker, the name by which it is. I mentioned the symbol by which it's identified, and then you'll be able to find it. So let's say we have found this stock, Apple, and we are interested in this particular stock. Now, once on Bamboo, you see there's a tab called ownership. If you own a stock, you start seeing the tab called ownership. But if you don't own that stock, you will not see the ownership. So I will not tap the ownership one. If you own a stock, then you see ownership you see the ownership option, which means you want to see your ownership of that stock. But let's stay at the about side for now. So if you look at here the graph, it's telling you. So first one, you see that if you can toggle between by day, by week, by month, and see how it is going, the trend that you are observing. So this is the trend of the change in the price. So the trend of the change in price of the stock. But right now we can see that a share price of Apple is $208.93, which is equivalent to 3,384.66 Ghana cedis. So one share of Apple, this is the price at this point. So of course, then you can, if you think Apple will do well in no time, then you can just say buy. Because I own a share in Apple, I can sell as well. So you can buy from here. So you say buy. You can do a recurring buy, which is what is called the dollar cost averaging, where you can put an order that every month buy some amount for me. But you don't want to do that. You just go buy now. So you go to buy now, and then you enter the amount you want to buy. You see. So assuming that I want to say 200 and something, that is almost, you see the number of shares. 210, the value of Apple is 200 and something, so 210 is more than a share. So that's it. They say price per share is 208. So if I want to buy 208.93, of course, then I'm getting exactly one. So that's how it goes about. You buy a particular one, right? Then you review the order, and then you place the order, and it will execute it for you. Once it buys it, it will tell you that you have made a purchase. Now, most companies allow for fractional ownership, which means that though Apple is 200 and something, if I only have $1, I can buy $1. At least you also know that you have shares. So that's a good start. So it doesn't mean that you need one to buy one. You can have, when a stock allows for fractional investment, it means that you can buy a piece of the one, so a fraction of the one. So you can actually say you are buying just $1, and then it will calculate the equivalent amount that you want to now. Now in Bamboo,
Yes, I see do fractional.
he said, I see they do.
Yes.
Yes, they also do. Yeah, they also do. Yes,
Okay.
they also do. So if the thing is for instance, if the GLD is too expensive for 400 and something, you want to buy just 100, you can put in the 100 and just grab the 100 rather. Of course, sometimes. So okay, there are some stocks that so you can buy individual stocks. You can also buy, we'll talk about ETFs later, but I'll just give you a highlight. Now, there are some times that, yeah, so I have created all these stock options I look at. So there's something in the US called S&P 500, right? Which means that US has decided to create top 500 companies that are performing well, at least from their judgment, and they put them together in one portfolio. Somebody should look into that for Ghana. If we have at least 500 companies listed, maybe S&P 100 or S&P 20. The idea is that instead of you to buy one company, they have curated a list of companies and put them into one portfolio where you can buy S&P 1 and then you own shares in all the 500. So if you want to be at the safer side, so that you are not buying Apple 1, this one, then you go for the S&P 500. So I have tried a few S&P 500, S&P 500 Vanguard, S&P 500 Growth. You read about it before you make a purchase. But I just wanted to highlight what S&Ps are. Yeah, Jace.
Yeah, what you just mentioned brought my mind to this thing about index funds. Is
Yeah.
there anything like that in Ghana? Like, can you invest
No, no, no,
in
no. I
an
haven't seen
index
anything
of?
like that in Ghana. I haven't. I haven't. There are other fund options. I don't know whether we should be looking into it. I don't know if I have money to look into those things there.
Okay.
But we don't have like the only thing popular in Ghana. Some run almost close to that, but the only thing popular in Ghana are mutual funds.
Mutual funds,
Yeah.
yeah.
The only
Okay.
thing that are popular in Ghana is mutual funds.
Okay.
So yeah, you can try S&P. If you are not sure which of the stock you want to buy, Nvidia, or you are not sure, just go and look for an S&P that includes major companies that you think will do well. So for instance, maybe the S&P will contain Amazon, Apple, Google, Netflix, Pepsi, like those major companies. Then you can just invest in the. What you do is that you buy the S&P rather than buying any of the individual stocks. But I like to go both ways as well. Either do a bit of the actual stock and also do a bit of the S&P as well. Now, when you see the green, after buying the stock, when you see the green arrow here, it means that you have gained, you have made that percentage gain in that stock option. If you see a red, it means that second if you see, if you have seen the red arrow, that means the second. But you know the stock option, see, don't be going here every day. If not, your BP will go up. So leave it. Okay, come back after some time. Like leave it. It's a long-term holding, like 10 years, 15 years. Yeah, then you can start seeing results. But if you just buy stock yesterday, today, no, you are there. You are checking for growth. I mean, then you should be in there. You should be doing maybe something like forex trade or maybe Bitcoin, something you should be in. This one, it takes time for it to grow. They're very, very long-term decisions you want to be. Yeah, so generally that's how you can pick. So this is for international stock, Bamboo, right? Bamboo for international stock. I'll stop for any question and I'll mention the last thing and then you can close for the day. Yes, go there, please. Go there. You're on mute, so if you are talking.
I keep forgetting that I'm mute. Sorry.
I know.
So hi.
Yes.
Sorry. So I was saying that if you buy some stocks and you see that it is increasing, how
Yeah.
do you use that increment to make more purchase?
So the increment would not make more purchase, but the dividend you can use to make more purchase. I hope I made some sense there.
Okay.
So yeah, so if you buy a stock that is $200 and it's now $500, until you sell it, you cannot liquidate, but you can be sure that you have $500 now. Anytime you want to sell it, you can sell it. But
Okay.
if it's a dividend paying stock, then it means that they'll be paying dividend. Then the dividend will reflect back into your Bamboo app. Then you can use that to make more purchases. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
They'll pay like 50 cents.
Right, cool. All right, the last app I want to mention is the Plus app. I'm not sure if I even remember my password. Yes, but there's also another app called Plus Invest. I know a friend who works there directly. That's the only reason I've tried them out. I'm trying to log in. If I log in, I'll share my screen. But Plus app allows you to invest in US stocks as well, but specific US stock, only the popular ones. It doesn't list the plenty one. But that's a company registered in Ghana. So if you are much more comfortable, you know, some of us, we want to know there's a physical office so that in case anything happens, you can work there. Then you want to explore Plus Invest, and they have listed only a few companies. So the same procedure for Bamboo, but they have. I think it's actually powered by 10th Capital as well. So yeah, it's the same thing, but you don't have a lot of options like the Bamboo. You can get a popular stocks like Amazon, Netflix, Google, Apple. Yeah, just the popular one. But it also allows you to make a purchase from there. The only good thing about Plus is that it allows you to create a portfolio. So you own like a bag where you can put a lot of other investments into it and keep track of them. That's the thing I like about them. All right, cool. That's the main thing I want to talk about today. The recording will be available if you need at too much talking will not encourage action. So I guess we all want to at least start your CSD account, and I mean, try some 100 CDs. I advise, see, I've been doing these options like almost like 12 years now. So what you do is that try something small, like 100 CDs. Monitor it and make sure you understand the processes before you jump in the market. Put in some 100, buy some stock. Use your reasoning and your knowledge in the space and the industry to buy some 100 CDs. Observe it for a while. If your observation and your deductions are true, then it means that you can go ahead and do something bigger at the end of the day. But of course, you can bank on the big guys in the market and make purchases as well. But be responsible. Make sure you are convinced about the purchase you are making and that you see some growth in that space. I mostly only look for dividend paying stocks. And because I want to be getting small money, my goal for the main stock is to leave it for the generations that will come after me. So my benefit is the dividend. So that's why I only buy dividend paying stocks. So that even as I'm preserving food for children to come, I also benefit in the short term as well. Right. So that's how I think about it. Yeah. Now, the generation that is coming, we don't know how they will look like, so we can't just. All right. Yeah, that's something why we see. All right. So that is it generally today, and hope we all go out to those of us who have not tried any option before. We try out and buy something, and then observe for a while and see how it goes. Any question? All right. Most of you know my private line, so in case you are trying and you run into any trouble, feel free to reach out, send me a text, and once I'm available, I will respond accordingly. I'll try and share tips every day as well to encourage some of the things that we have mentioned. Right. That being said, and if there are no questions, it's almost 9 o'clock. We want to take a rest and see you. Hopefully, I think once a month section will be good. So somewhere in March, we'll do another one on signals to make a purchase at the end of the day. By then, all of you have your CSD account, so it'll be fine. Thank you, everyone, and see you in another one.